We got a big-time guest in the studio, one with faster hands than all of us combined. And we're going to bring out Abdullah Mason here momentarily after a quick word from Buckeye State Credit Union. If you haven't heard of them yet, meet your new favorite financial partner. Buckeye State Credit Union is a local institution offering everything from checking accounts to home equity lines of credit and auto loans with some of the lowest rates in Northeast Ohio. Their Cleveland branch is in Shaker Heights, which is one of the 5 locations they have across the state, making it easy to find one near you. Can't get to a branch? No problem. They make banking simple with digital banking. What sets them apart? Well, they make banking personal and convenient. At Buckeye, their focus is you. Their core values: connect, simplify, and adapt. Guide everything they do, bringing people together, cutting through the clutter, and are innovative. To learn more, visit buckeyecu.org. Buckeye State Credit Union, your money simplified. And with that, you would never know by looking at it, but Abdullah Mason was in a boxing match last week. Looks unscathed as he earned another win. He is now 19-0 in his professional boxing careers. From Cleveland, and Abdullah, we are thrilled to have you here on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports.
Let's take that wide shot so we can see the hardware he has with him.
You got enough room over there?
Yeah, not one, but 2 belts.
You need me to hold one of those for you?
Hey, man, y'all should have told me to bring my belt,
I don't mind.
Wow.
It'd be the only time. Wow, it's heavy. Be the only time in my life I get to hold one of these ever.
Other than G's People's Champ belt.
That is heavy,
Yeah, yeah,
dude.
I'm gonna come back in hopefully soon with the World Championship one.
Attaboy.
Trade
That's your next one, right?
Oh, this heavy,
Yes,
heavy
sir,
bags. This heavy
Yeah,
bags.
that's legit.
Yeah, man, I gotta retool mine.
You know, if that's a big if. It's
With
like
care.
if
You
this
gotta
my
ha-
grandma
handle-
had wheels, she'd be a bike.
Handle it with care.
If I was ever talented enough to win this, I would go grocery shopping with it. I would, when I'm working out on the streets doing my runs, I would have this on.
Be a Texas belt buckle.
I would have a truck following me, playing the Rocky theme wherever I went. That's
Now,
incredible.
you know what's your last fight looked like Rocky a little bit. The last fight, it was back and forth. You were swinging. He
a few fights ago.
Yeah,
Which one?
That was that your 2 fight? Was that? I'm gonna give you straight. Was that 2
The
fights?
most recent fight was not
It was
really
like
a
3
fight.
fights ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
He didn't get hit in his last fight.
Abdullah
the last
dominated the
joint.
most recent one.
I see you to learn from your mistakes. You don't even damn let them touch you no more. But man, I was like, oh snaps, this is. But going back to that fight, what did you learn from that and moving forward to now? It's like, how'd you handle that?
Moving forward, it was just making sure I'm dialed in my corner. Listening to the team. Whenever I fight, I get in there. I'm excited. I'm ready to let my hands go. I see a lot of openings quickly. And I shoot from there. But that just told me, just slow it down and listen to my corner. That's all that was. And once we did that, everything else started coming into play even better than it already has been.
For our non-fight fans out there
Yeah.
that know the name and they know that you're climbing the ranks and that you're really one to watch, tell us exactly where you are in your career and what's coming next. Because really what's coming next for you that's the precipice. Then you got to hold on to it. But the mountain, you can see the top of the mountain from where you are now.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Where I am in my career is where we have been building up to since we started boxing. So my next fight should be for a world championship fight versus a guy from the UK. So I started this year as boxing's biggest prospect, and now I'll get to contend for a world championship, and hopefully by the end of the year I'll be Cleveland's world champion.
Wow.
Now you got bumped to the main event the other day because the other fighters didn't make weight. Did that change anything? When it's a last minute change like that for does it change your preparation at all, or does it change how you approach it?
It's all mental. It depends on certain things, but the first thing is when you mentally dialed in, when you locked in, and you know what you're coming here to do, and you're prepared for the job, then it doesn't affect you like it could. That's the main thing. Just making sure you're locked in, and with my team around me, my father, my brothers, we know it's the same job. Wherever on the card we're here to do the same thing. Same thing, same opponent. So
when did you find out you were getting bumped to the main event? Was it the night before?
It was the night before.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was your response? What was your reaction when you first heard?
I was excited because it's my first time. For it being my first time, I'm like, oh man, I'm expecting my first time to be in my hometown, but the day before, it's still a big card, and me knowing that the last time I was at Norfolk, it was a huge turnout. The crowd loved it. They was excited. you know, the crowd was amazing. And this time out, everybody couldn't wait to see me again. So for me to get bumped up to that card, it made Norfolk like a, you know, kind of important place in my career, I would say, for that to be the first place that I had my main event, you know. So when I come back here to Cleveland, you know, I want to see a lot of the Norfolk, you know, the folks from Norfolk come through.
Well, you mentioned here in Cleveland, your cachet is growing with each win.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if your next fight for a world championship will be in Cleveland, but if you win that fight, now you have the cachet.
Yeah.
Now you can tell the fight makers and the promoters, oh no, I want this one at Rocket Mortgage.
Yeah.
Or whatever the hell they call it these days. I would imagine we're not too far away from seeing you fight here in Cleveland in a really big venue. Am I wrong?
Oh yeah, not at all. You know, everything is happening at its proper time. So, you know, we've just been building up and staying ready for whatever, you know, comes our way. Top Rank has been talking about bringing me here to Cleveland for a minute now. You know, so there was no set date, but you know, before plans changed on this last fight, there was a possibility that I could come here next. But, you know, with me contending for the World Championship, there are a few different places or, you know, a few different things that could be worked out for that to happen.
Yeah.
So right now we just, you know, in a wait time, you know, staying ready for whatever the news is. And as soon as they make that call.
Will you likely have to go to London to fight this guy from UK or not?
That's one of the possibilities. We're not sure yet. So like I said, once they give us all the information on, you know, how everything's going, everything's worked out, we're just going to be prepared. We're going to get the job done, but I can't wait to come back here for sure.
Is it official that that's your next fight? Is that official yet?
It's official.
Okay.
It's official.
Oh, it is?
Oh,
Well,
so
it's ordered by the WBO. So with
He has to fight you.
he has to fight me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with the belt, you know, the World Championship, WBO Championship being vacant, the ranked number 1 fighter, which is Sam Noakes from the UK, fights the ranked number 2 fighter, which is me, from Cleveland, Ohio. So
What's his record?
17-0 with 15 KOs.
How old?
26, 7, something
Wow.
like that.
Now the guy you fought the other night was a little bit older, wasn't
He was a little older.
he? And you basically blinded him. He couldn't see out of his right eye and they had to
Yeah.
stop the fight.
Yeah.
It's one way to win.
There's elder abuse.
how does that
Elder abuse.
You treat your elders like that, son.
Oh, man.
how does that affect you? Like, you know, you go back and think, you're like, all right, if you are going to the UK and you're going to fight him, kind of in his backyard, how will your training regimen be different? Will you stay here mostly and then, you know, transition over there a little later, or are you just gonna go and be in the UK and soak it up and train over there for the most part?
However it works, I definitely gotta be out there a little earlier than, you know, just so I could be able to get used to the atmosphere. You know, a lot of places is different. Like when you go to Vegas, the altitude is a little different than it is here. So it's not too big, you know, anywhere in the States. But going overseas, I definitely have to, you know, probably spend a few more days, or I don't know yet, but you know, definitely have to be prepared for it.
They say for every hour you move in the time zone, it takes a day. So you're going back five time zones.
Yeah.
But for your body to regulate, it might take 5, 6 days,
right,
whatever that is. It's different for everybody. What do you know about the style of fight that this might be? Like what kind of fighter is he? How do you guys stack up tail of tape wise?
The type of fighter that he is, he's a strong fighter. You know, he likes to get in there, and when he sees something, he uses his strength. He lets go with his strength, and he like to walk you down a little bit. But
are you rangier?
I'm rangy. Yeah. I'm a little longer. I think I'm a tad taller as well.
Good.
So I feel like it's gonna be a good fight. You know, with him being as strong as he is, he might be very durable as well. So it's just got to be it's got to have the right game plan and execute it correctly, so I could bring that championship back to Cleveland.
Right.
When you're in the ring, I'm curious, going back to your last fight, what's your approach going into the fight? And then when you see that you've got him cut, when does it change to, I want to keep hitting that spot?
The approach is all in the training. You kind of see the things that he does or his habits, and you know what you do, and you work on certain stuff based off the training. So when you first get in there, you just kind of getting used to the tempo, the opponent, and once you see certain things, you capitalize off that. Like what cut his eye was a jab, but in the corner they were telling me shoot that jab. So eventually the jab is what got to him, and I could see him. I could see it on his facial expressions, that it was bothering him every time I shot him and got him with a clean jab. Mm-hmm. And ultimately, that's what led to him getting out of there. But it just all depends on the opponent, all depends on the fight. Like, I fought one time in July last year, and he came out from the gate. He was on me, so I had to let my hands go a little earlier, and that fight ended in the 3rd round because he walked into some stuff.
Abdul, I got 2 questions for you real quick. The first one more serious than the second one, but the first one, as someone who's a professional boxer, someone who trains, spars, has been in 19 professional fights now, do you remember the first time that you got hit in the face in like a hard manner, and you're like, oh, you know what? I can eat that. Like that wasn't that bad. Do you remember the first time in your career where you ate one of those punches and it just wasn't as bad as you thought it was going to be?
You mean since I turned pro?
It could be before. I'm just curious. Maybe your brothers. I know that you guys all box and you come from an athletic family, so.
Yeah, I would say when I turned pro, it was one of my fights. I think it was my 5th fight, and it was a punch. It kind of like grazed me, but I could tell that if I didn't see it coming, or if I got hit with that clean, then I wouldn't have liked that at all.
How you like that?
Yeah,
not at all.
Not at
But
all.
it's one of those things you don't know till you actually get hit if you can eat a punch
Well,
or not.
Mike Tyson said everyone has a plan until they get hit in the face.
No,
Exactly.
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
and it does sort of, you need like a standing 8 count internally, like a control-alt-delete.
Yeah.
Because that stuff on TV, I've always said, even the thud, you can hear it. But I remember the first time I sat ringside for a fight in Vegas.
Yeah.
I couldn't even really comprehend what was going on, because from the first 30 seconds I kept saying, I can't believe either of these guys are still standing. And they did this for 12 rounds. Just haymaker after haymaker. And it was so much more violent when you were sitting there than TV even comes close. It's like a NASCAR race. They look fast on TV. When you're there in person, it's totally different. And I imagine for you, when you stepped up into the professional ranks, you had to be like, oh, okay, we're not playing anymore. These guys are playing for keeps.
For sure. You definitely can't play in the professional ranks. And I feel like that's the reason why my fights go how they do, how I get them out of there a certain way, or they're exciting to people, because I know I can't play around in there. So when I get in there, I like to get the job done. Yeah, but it's
get in, get out, get paid.
Yeah, right, for sure. and get out healthy.
Sure.
But it's a certain preparation that goes into it that I feel like that makes the physical part not so, it's not so effective on you when you're in there or you're fighting. You can handle it because it's like when you're running some miles. The first 2-3 days back in the gym, man, you can't really take it. But those times where you preparing, time and time again, you run 3 miles and you good, you still feel it, but you're just going. So it's kind of the same.
Build up to it.
Mike's got a silly one to ask you, but actually,
it's not silly, but this part of boxing, fighting fascinates me.
Well, hang on, because I have a follow up to what you asked him.
You go.
This could be totally dumb. Every time we see you, you look like you just got out of bed. Have you ever been cut in a fight?
I have never been cut.
That's incredible.
Yeah. That is
incredible. This man's fought 19 times and he's never been cut.
At the highest
I cut myself shaving.
You gotta be quick.
How is that possible that you've never been cut?
Well, he sees him
I
coming.
don't want to jinx him now, but that's incredible.
Your duck game is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, you just see him coming as he's loading. And it's you can't get cut if you can't get hit.
Right. I mean, that's the job for sure. At least they're not in there with a razor that will hit like him.
All right, Mike, what do you have? What's your crazy one?
It's not even that crazy, but like, I grew up as a big UFC fan. My dad had some connections to the UFC.
Yeah.
They all those guys had like these individual pre-fight superstitions. Some of them would eat the same meal every time. They'd nap at the same meal every time. Some guys didn't give a crap. They'd change it up, whatever they were.
Right.
Abdullah, do you have any pre-fight superstitions, and do you have like a go-to pre-fight meal before stepping into a ring ready to go to war against another man?
Not really. No, I don't have anything, specific in that sense, where it's that's one thing I don't want to hold myself to something, because if that doesn't work out, then you'll mentally be like, oh shoot, this didn't happen like it was supposed to, so the fight might be a little different. So you don't want that to happen. You got to be able to perform under any circumstance. So however it goes before the fight, however smooth or rocky it is, you still got to be able to get in there and be prepared to get the job done. So that's what we want to do every time out.
I got one. This is much better. Walk me through your meal prep, your meal. What do you eat? Like, say for today, from sun up to sundown.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you like? Like,
You have a calorie count that you have to hit?
waking up. You wake up in the morning. You jog, do whatever. What do you eat?
It depends. You know, I mean, today I don't know. I might get a burger or something today, but
You allowed eating burgers?
oh yeah, for sure.
Look at him, bro.
I'm not.
When you were 19, you could eat whatever you wanted.
Bro,
He's
listen,
not in camp yet, G. He's still waiting on a date for
Bro,
camp.
I'm looking.
And I bet you couldn't gain weight if you tried, could you?
I mean, if I tried to, I probably could. Yeah, but you know.
But do you ever have to cut weight?
Yeah, I'm always training. I'm always in camp, so
Yeah.
So I'm always like close to my fight weight. You know, pretty much walk into it. But that's the thing. You know, just staying disciplined. You know, it varies, but we try to make sure we cut certain foods out. You know, as you know, like fried foods, and stuff
Cheesecake?
like that, and
Probably not on the list.
not as much. You know,
Like,
cheesecake.
so you still do? So you can eat cheesecakes, but you don't.
Well, in training camp, you can't really do too much of anything. I could probably buy something. You know.
like nah, give me one bite. Like that's
Right,
just
for
nah.
sure.
That takes
But
discipline.
even if I could, sometimes I say that, yeah, give me a bite or two, because, you know, that's not something I want to worry about. You know, when I'm coming into a fight, my main thing is, you know, the training, the preparation, and the performance. You know, I don't want to be in the back of my head like, dang, I ate too many cheesecakes before.
Right.
Earl's got one for you. Go ahead, Earl.
Abdullah, so I thought it was an eventful weekend in Norfolk, Virginia. You know, I watched the interview prior to the fight when Keyshawn Davis kind of like ran off at the mouth, and I was watching your body language. You know, you're not much of a talker, you're more of a fighter. Talk about what that moment was like for you, because I don't think I had ever seen that kind of interaction with another boxer and yourself pre-fight. And did it just seem like how everything kind of took place that weekend? Did it feel like a changing of the guard, so to speak?
It was definitely like a moment that was a little unexpected for me, but I was prepared for it. But my thing is that's not really my personality. Like I don't really get into that, all that, you know, that type of trash talk or right before. I'm focused on Nakatila, so, you know, it threw me off guard a little bit. But I was, you know, definitely prepared to get the job done and move on to the next. So if that was the next step, I was ready to do that too.
Who came up with the marketing phrase? Because I love it. Appetite for smoke.
We came up with this like a few years ago in the gym after one of my fights. I was in the gym, and I was like, you know, I'm starting to like this. I'm starting to.
You want that smoke?
Yeah, for sure. It was right after my fight, and we was still in the gym, you know, working a few days after, you know. And I was like, I'm starting to like this, getting an appetite for this. And the same day, we was looking for a caption for one of my pictures, and my father was like, just use what you said in the gym. I'm starting to gain an appetite for smoke.
Wow.
And he said that, and, you know, it stuck ever since.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Fire.
That belt there kind of matches your color scheme too.
Right.
See that?
Yeah.
Very nice.
For
So
sure.
maybe within a year, maybe two for sure, we're going to have a big date here in Cleveland with one of your fights if everything goes as planned.
Hopefully real soon. Hopefully real soon. So we don't know when that day is going to be, but hopefully within the next few fights, 1, 2, you know, possibly 3. But I'm hoping, you know, it comes sooner because, you know, Cleveland has a huge demand for it. You know,
Big fight fans.
Yeah. Anytime we outside running, even, you know, you got a lot of people that say, you know, Mason Brothers. You know, Mason Brothers here. They're like, yeah, keep going.
Yeah.
You got a lot of honks and stuff like that. And even when we're not wearing any like merch or anything that tells us who we are, or tells them who we are. So, you know, we just can't
Make
wait
them
to
know your
bring
name.
it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Keep angling to the top.
Absolutely.
And
Thank you.
I know Cleveland's already proud of you, but
Yeah.
we deserve it. We deserve a world champion. Damn it!
Right.
And you're the
Right,
man for the
sure.
job.
For sure.
Thanks,
Thank
brother.
you.
Bring the
Continued
bell home.
success.
Absolutely.
And come back and see us too.
Thank
After
you.
your next fight, you got to come back.
We'll bring up another chair for your third belt.
Yeah.
Pull up another
I know
chair.
that's
for sure.
impressive stuff.
For
Very
sure.
impressive. Keep us posted. Come back before fight, after fight, whenever, man.
Okay,
Your family here.
absolutely,
So,
yeah.
thanks, brother.
Thanks,
All right,
y'all. And I
continued
want
success
everybody
to
to grab your appetite for smokes on MasonBrothersBoxing.shop. So
Where is it again? Say it again. Where you get them?
MasonBrothersBoxing.shop. Grab your appetite for smoke and follow at Abdullah Mason on social media.
Very nice.
There you go.
We'll make sure all that information is in the description of this YouTube video. Abdullah, we appreciate you coming in.
you.
Best of luck. That 19-0 record, soon to be 20-0, and a world championship on your resume.